In Nigeria, the Kaduna State government says it remains resolute in its resolve to support qualitative education as a priority. The governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, was speaking on the imminent dismissal of 22,000 teachers who failed the test on their competency, defended the actions of the government as being in the interest of the people and the future of Kaduna State. Meanwhile, the affected teachers have been protesting the decision.
The familiar protest song. This time it's used concerning teachers in Kaduna State who are facing the axe over failing a competency test. Their voices have not drowned out the voice of the governor, Nasir El-Rufai, who insists that hard decisions are sometimes necessary for the good of the people, regardless of whose ox is gored.
Many times the decision we take offer us no political advantages in a polity long accustomed to false allure of populism. But we do what is necessary, not minding the direct impact on us personally, but conscious of the dire consequences of inaction for our people. It is irresponsible not to act when most of our primary school teachers cannot score 75% in a Class 4 examination.
But the state chairman of the National Union of Teachers begs to differ.
These are teachers that are down to earth. These are professional teachers. These are teachers with master's degrees, very sound teachers. Today you are telling me that they are not. Don't worry about people that will teach.
For the concerned parents, the dismissal of incompetent teachers is a step in the right direction.
It is better to learn under the mango tree with a good teacher than to learn in the best environment where you have a bad teacher. So when this governor brought up this thing, I think every sensible, every serious parent, every serious stakeholder in the Nigerian project, not Kaduna project, should have reason to support and work with him in making sure that this thing is achieved.
Now, earlier on, we mentioned that a recent survey by some aid agencies has named the violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo as the most neglected crisis of 2017. Well, a research fellow at the Nigeria Institute of International and Strategic Affairs, Dr. Olusegun Bolariwa, is here with us for more on the crisis in the DRC. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So now, what do you make of this finding that this violence in the DRC in 2017 is the most neglected crisis in human history?
Well, that statement from the research group is too much. Of course, the crisis in Congo is long overdue to have ended. It has tarried so long, it has taken so much time, so much resources, so much energy, and I think it is one of the reasons why the authorities, right from the United Nations up to the African Union and donor agencies and even development partners, why they have really decided to be looking at it the way it is now. But of course, everybody is under a serious fatigue now. It is a note that people should know that the crisis in Congo started as early as 1960. And if the crisis in Congo could start in 1960 and still be there till now, then it's a serious thing. So it has never been neglected. Another point is that Congo, as it is also, has the highest number of UN peacekeepers, even up to now. And with that, that cannot be said that is neglected. Probably what the survey is saying is that so far so good in 2017, nothing much or so much had not been said about Congo. But Congo has always been on the front burner of the United Nations, of the OAU then, and even presently that of the AU. And beyond that, international partners, donor agencies, development partners, they have always been intervening in the crisis in Congo. The unfortunate thing is that the crisis in Congo has defied all attempts to resolve it.
But why has this been the case since 1960, and in spite of this intervention by the agencies, why has it gone on for so long?
The Congo conflict is the one that, if we take it from historical perspective, started in 1960. And the conflict was just over the administration of the entire Congo. Congo is the second largest country in Africa in land area, and about the fourth largest country in population in Africa. So, to an extent, putting Congo together, administering Congo, became one of the very earliest problems that Congo, the administration of Congo faced in 1960. Precisely, Congo got our independence 30th June 1960. And before you know it now, before the end of this, before December 1960, the then Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, and the then President, Joseph Kasavubu, they've been in crisis. They were already fighting how to administer even Congo itself. It's called Congo Kinshasa. It's called DRC Congo. It's also called Democratic Republic of Congo. So you can call it any name because they've given it so many names. So far, so good. So when this crisis brewed between the Prime Minister and the President, they had external backings. Patrice Lumumba, the Prime Minister, was seeking for help from the then Soviet Union, while the then President, Kasavubu, was seeking help from Belgium and the US. So the Western powers backed the President, while the then Soviet Union backed Patrice Lumumba. Okay. Eventually, by 1961, in January, he was arrested and was killed. So from that time, that was what started what we know today as Congo crisis. Until 1965, when Joseph Mobutu Sese Seko took over the reins of government. Before that time, he was the chief of army staff. So he took over the reins of government in Congo since 1965. And he was there till 1997 before he died. So under him, he ran a one-party state. And by 1996, there is a region which was dominated by the Tutsis. So that's the northern region of Congo. And the eastern region too. So they were dominated by the Tutsis. They became angry with the Mobutu-led government because they were talking about being alienated, being disenfranchised and all of that. So they started a revolt. And they were now aided and supported by the Rwandan government, who was also led by a Tutsi government at that time. So, so between 1996 to 97 now, that was the first Congo war. It was called the first Congo war.
We know that there's
and that was what led to the end of Mobutu's reign. Before Laurent Kabila also came in, he also ruled till about 2001 before he was killed.
I'm afraid, Dr. Bolario, we just have to leave it here at this point. You know, time will not permit us to talk extensively about this. Well, thank you so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, it's Christmas season, and South Sudanese refugees living in Uganda are preparing for the holidays. They're holding the first ever refugee Christmas market in the country, and they're exhibiting a variety of arts and crafts that were made through various refugee programs. And that's our program today. Thank you for watching. I am Bisi Adebayo.